Hi, welcome to another edition of Roll or Die. Today we will be doing our Hot 5 for February 2020. These are the games that we are most excited to get to the table right now. Some might be old favorites, some might be brand new off the shelves. So let's do some quick intros. I'm Adam.
I'm Roger, and this is Grant.
Hi, I'm Grant.
He's new to the Roll or Die, but not new to us. He's one of our board gamers and a part of the Pod 6 Network.
He's a co-host. He's the third wheel on the Roll or Die tricycle.
And we emphasize third wheel there.
The squeaky wheel.
So I've assembled the guys today to talk about the Hot 5. Like I said, this was a concept I had where if you had the power to just tell your game group what you want to play and just pick a game and have no one dispute it with you, what 5 games, in order from least to most, do you really want to get on your table and play with no dispute? So we're going to start with our number 5. Anyone want to kick it off?
How are we going to determine who goes first? I can go first.
Go for it.
So my number 5 is Wingspan. And Wingspan is a competitive medium-weight, card-driven, engine-building board game. I love this game. It's from Stonemaier Games. It is the winner of this prestigious German award, right? I'm not even going to try to pronounce it.
Spiel des Jahres.
There you go.
But I probably still butchered it, but yeah.
But I love Wingspan. And if you said, hey, you want to play Wingspan? It would be an immediate yes. Get it on the table. I want to play. So that's my number 5.
Okay.
No argument for me.
Yep.
My number 5 is from Fantasy Flight. It's Lord of the Rings Journeys in Middle-earth. We've made it through the first campaign, the one that came in the box.
Yeah.
And Roger and another guy and I are playing through the DLC campaign right now.
Yep.
And what's got this game so hot for me is they just even teased the another expansion coming out.
Can't wait.
We haven't reviewed it, but it's a great mix of a bigger adventure map, smaller combat maps, and even some smaller role-playing elements where you talk to a lot of NPCs and try to solve some light puzzles. But it really scratches an adventure itch for me, and I'm excited to get it to the table all the time. And I'm already trying to plan out the next time we can sit down and play a few more scenarios.
All right, Grant, how about you?
Well, I have kept my list very secret here. My number 5 is a game called Dune, and it's very recent. It's by Gale Force 9, and I haven't played it. I haven't seen it played. But I am so excited as a Dune fan to jump in and see how well I am, or how good I am at trading spices. So it just seems like it would be one that would fit me.
I'm not going to argue. It's a great choice, isn't it?
Stay tuned. We've filmed a review for Dune that should be up soon.
Yeah, probably by the time you're watching this, our review of Dune will be out. So
yes,
so stay tuned. We have a lot of thoughts on Dune. All right, that's our first round. What about number 4?
All right, I'll kick this one off. My number 4 is Brass Birmingham. This is the newer edition that it came out a couple years ago. And this is a great network building economic game. Now, it's played over 2 eras. You have the canal era and you have the railroad era. And it changes things up. There's kind of a nice switch over. The funny thing is, we never allot enough time to play this game.
No.
So, unfortunately, we've had to call a winner a few times just because we've hit the end of the night or someone had to do a hard out.
It's Adam, it's one of the few board games that is like long and has a lot of moving parts, but is really engaging. You're always kind of, even that, what is the space between your turn, you're thinking about what you want to do, you know. So It plays along, but it's really engaging. And if you said to me, hey, I want to play Brass Birmingham, I'd be like, put it on the table. Let's play it right now.
Hopefully we have enough time to get through it.
Yes, we probably won't, but it'll be fun.
The other thing about that is you saying that it's engaging even when it's not your turn. Mm-hmm. You're watching very carefully and very closely what your opponents are doing individually and which choices they're making.
You're looking at your cards and go, don't you dare play
Don't you dare. That's right. That's right.
Absolutely. All right. Grant, how about your number 4?
My number 4 is Ishtar by Yellow. We played this at Gen Con.
Yep.
It's a visually stimulating game. It's also a lot of fun. It's a game that I feel that I can present to my game group, and it would just become a part of our regular play cycle.
Yeah, I'm a fan of this one too, and I think I've said before, this is the most aggressive gardening game that I've ever played.
Yeah.
Very pretty board though, with the gems and the
Yes,
flowers, and
yes.
it really develops nicely.
I have only seen it played, so I've not had a chance to play it. So if you recommended it, I'd say let's get it on the board table. Absolutely. So my number 4 is Arkham Horror 3rd Edition.
We were just talking about this the other night.
Let me preface 3rd Edition
Yes.
because there might be a podcast where Arkham Horror ends up on another list that we're going to do, but not 3rd Edition. I love 3rd Edition because it kind of streamlines it. I love the octagon places in the city now and the way you travel back and forward. It's extremely hard.
As it should be.
As it should be, but I love that. I love the H.P. Lovecraft Cthulhu universe. I love that stuff. So it just hits all the right bells and whistles, as opposed to maybe the LCG, which I have great fondness for, but I just cannot afford to buy packs every month and keep up. I like that it's all contained in the box. You buy it, and then you can play it. So Arkham Horror 3rd Edition is my number 4 hot 5.
I think we should point out we've never won a scenario in Arkham Horror 3rd Edition.
We have not. But I still, if you said to me, when we're done filming this, let's play Arkham Horror 3rd Edition, I'd be like, let's put it on the table. Let's go.
Okay, we're up to our number 3. We'll start with Grant this time.
Okay. My number 3 is Too Many Bones by Chip Theory Games. The mechanic is it's great. The game piece, the quality, they're nice clay heavyweight chips.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one that it's just a pleasure to sit there and play.
I want to edit my list right now, but I'm not going to. And it did not make my list, but I love Too Many Bones. And we got to meet the guys at Origins.
Right.
Was it 2 years ago?
Yep.
2 years ago. Super great guys. You can only get it at conventions or through their website, right? I think.
Yeah, they're not retail available.
Yeah, but it's so funny. It's so fun. Like Grant said, the pieces are such amazing quality. I love the chips. I love the neoprene mats. I love the character building of that game. I could go on and on. I love Too Many Bones.
If you're into RPGs, whether tabletop like D&D or video game MMOs, you get a skill tree really fast.
Yes.
I think that's what it's addicting about. It's not like Dungeons & Dragons where you have to wait a week or two. After your battle, you're leveling up and getting new abilities and new dice, and that really scratches the itch there for leveling.
So my number 3, and this is where the guys are going to roll their eyes at me, but my number 3 is Gloomhaven. My number 1 played game in 2019 was Gloomhaven. I love it. It is published by Cephalofair Games, right? Cephalofair Games. Isaac Childress, of course, it's his mastermind. If you know anything about board game, everybody talks about it. But I just love it because it can be single player and fun because of the story elements, or I can have 4 people and we can play it, and it's hard. It's very hard the more people you have. And any opportunity I get to play it, even now, it probably will be my most played game in 2020. So, but it didn't make my number 1. But it is number 3, and that's Gloomhaven.
Hey, can you let me know which weekends you're going to be playing that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I really look forward to not being.
Exactly.
It's so much to set up.
You know what? That if you have room in your basement and you keep it set up,
yes.
it's not so bad.
My number 3 is Marvel Champions. We also have a review of this coming out. We're right in the midst right now of having hero packs and scenario packs come out. I've not grown tired of this game at all after dozens of plays. I'm very excited to jump into the Wrecking Crew scenario, which will be out here next week.
Yes,
from
very
the
much
day
so.
Recording. And that's just one of those games where I'm happy to teach it. I'm happy to play it. It's just, right there at the top of my pile in my office. Literally, the box never leaves the top of the pile because I'm grabbing it all the time.
I'm not even a fan of the comic book genre. It's not really my thing. But this game is it's a wonderful game. I've played it, and Adam actually taught it to me. It's one that I can sit down and play even outside of my general genre.
Yep.
Stay tuned for for Marvel Champions a little later in the show.
Now we're to our number 2. So
Yes. My number 2. My number 2 has already been mentioned. I think it was one of yours as well. Anyway, mine is Lord of the Rings: Journeys Through Middle Earth. What was your number 5? Number 4?
Number 5. Yep.
Number 5. Man, I love this Fantasy Flight. I just such a huge fan of that company. Anyway, I love the fantasy stuff they put out. What can be said? I played as Bilbo, and it plays just like Bilbo, a Hobbit. He's a master. I played him as a thief. He can sneak around. He can avoid damage. He's easy to, like 3 health and he dies, But it's very, very hard to hit Bilbo and hurt him,
Right.
And so I just had a blast running around, picking up stuff. I'd see something shiny. Every description of something hidden was, you see something glistening in the weeds or something shiny underneath that wood pile. And of course, Bilbo had to go check it out, So
They've nailed the theme of the game.
yes,
This wasn't
the
just
theme
a
is
painted
masterful. It's
dungeon
great.
crawler.
We're playing through the expansion, and we can't wait for the next big box to drop for that. So,
And what I didn't add when I talked about the next box coming out will have 5 new heroes and 5 new classes.
yes,
Giving you a lot of options to play with.
and we're going to have it day 1, and probably end up getting reviewed on the Roll or Die channel. I have
It
a
will
feeling.
definitely get reviewed.
I guess I'm just going to have to try this game out.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's my number 2. You guys?
My number 2 is Edge of Darkness. This is a game we have not been able to play very much, and it's kind of an ordeal to set up because there's so many cards. But it takes the card crafting from Mystic Vale and builds a much bigger game around it.
Yeah.
You're leveling up these guild cards in a marketplace. There's a tower that you're dropping cubes in with threats that are coming in. And the more you build a card, the worse the stuff gets on the other side, which is actually the villain. So it has this really nice balancing act. I haven't found the sweet spot for players yet. We've played it at the max player count, which is 4 or 5.
It's a little rough.
And it just goes a little bit too slow.
Yeah,
I think
too
this
slow.
game would be great at 2 or 3
Yep,
as
I
an
agree.
ideal player count.
Yep.
You need the players to build the cards. But that's a game I definitely want to experiment around with
Yep.
more because there's just so many scenarios and so many cards we haven't even touched yet.
I agree.
Well, let's do this. Let's get it to the table and let's play. We got 3 right here. Let's just
I'll say
stop
this.
filming and we'll just go. No.
It's replaced Thunderstone a little bit for me.
Yeah. Even though I still love Thunderstone, you
Yeah.
know. So
Yeah. My number 2.
Your number 2.
My number 2's already been mentioned. It's a game by Roxley. Well, primarily by Roxley, but it's Brass Birmingham.
What do you like about the game?
I like its network building.
Okay.
That's a style that I
Sure.
really enjoy
It's
is
a good
network
concept,
building and
yeah.
engine building and
Mhm.
yeah.
Makes me think we need to get a game called Pipeline. I almost pulled the trigger on it and I keep looking at it. But now that I know you guys both
Yeah.
like Brass, I might have to grab Pipeline.
there you go. Are we down to number 1?
The big number
So
1.
this is our number 1, our hot games. This is our number 1 hot game. We can't wait to get on the table.
You'll push all the other games out of
Yes.
the way to get to this game.
Yes.
Who wants to lead?
I'll go first. Mine, of course, is Marvel Champions. I love this game. We played it. I probably played it a dozen or more times, maybe 15 times. Even though you get a whole core set, and it's somewhat limited to the 3 enemies, and that and then we got some other heroes and stuff that are out. It's just so fun to play this game. It's fun to be Spider-Man. It's fun to be Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
I love it's not just a skin on a game.
No.
The theme is great. It works perfectly. And I think the thing I like best about this game is I am highly engaged when it's not my turn. In other words, I'll do something really cool and to remove some threat, and then I'll watch Adam. He might be playing as Iron Man, and he'll come down and just blast the bad guy. And then you watch the next person playing. And it's fun to watch what everybody else does. It's a cooperative game, which I love co-op games to begin with. It just it's a Marvel property, hits all my checklists of things I love. So my number 1 hot game to get to the table is Marvel Champions.
And the teamwork is really good.
Very good. And there's a synergy between them, you know? If you get somebody that's really good at removing threat and somebody that's really good at dealing damage, so good. So fun. Okay.
All right, my number 1 is assuredly on no one else's list, and it is Twilight Imperium. This is a game that takes an entire day to play. I can only get people to play it maybe once a year, and I've failed twice so far this year. I've set up dates and things just haven't worked out, or people don't have enough time. So I still need to get my yearly play in Twilight Imperium. But this may be my favorite game of all time, and it's been that way for years. It takes up the whole table. You're dealing with space combat, you're building your empire of ships, and then once you've reached the center planet, you're dealing in politics.
The thing that really builds Twilight Imperium for me, because I really enjoy this game. It's not on my list, but it is one that I really do enjoy. And it's all the different factions. All the different planets and aliens that you have that you can play with. No 2 games of this game will ever be the same.
No.
Never.
Yeah.
It can't happen.
We've tried a couple times, and I've never played it.
He's never played it, so we have to fix this.
Adam calls me up and says, I got a game. It'll take about 6 to 8 hours. I'm in. Let's go for it, you know?
But that's not counting time I need to teach it.
Yes. Grant, how about your number 1?
My number 1 is very similar to one that was mentioned here earlier, but mine is by a designer named Elizabeth Hargrave, and it's Wingspan, but the European expansion. That expansion is it adds some things. It adds some pretty purple eggs. It gives you more food. It has all of these European birds, and if you've never seen the artwork from Wingspan, it's unparalleled in my opinion. It is an absolutely gorgeous game. And Stonemaier did it right, man. When they built the original Wingspan and they put all the components together, it's masterfully done.
Yep, I have the European expansion as well, and I love it.
I bought it this morning. Yep. So I'm excited to get it to the table. When I said it was my number 1 and I want to get it to the table, I'm on my way.
Absolutely.
No, I'm trying to be more thoughtful with expansion purchasing this year because Wingspan has so many cards. There's not a single repeat, and the deck is like this tall.
Yes.
So that's the only reason I haven't purchased the expansion is I still don't feel like I've explored the original game enough. I'm not tired. I haven't seen all the combos and anything else. But I'm a complete hypocrite when it comes to expansions because the second anything Marvel Champions comes out, here's my $15, here's my $20. I'm constantly expanding that game. So it's going to be a mix for me in buying expansions. But definitely I've heard nothing but good things about the European expansion to Wingspan.
Yep. Okay, well, that's going to wrap it up for our Hot 5. Games that we can't wait to get to the table. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Why don't you leave us a comment? Let us know what some of your hot games are that the moment it's brought up, you can't wait to get it to the table. I think that's going to do it. You know, well, I guess we'll just see you guys on another episode of Roll or Die.